Today we are going to look at another couple's finances and see how we can help them improve their financial situation. I'm hoping that as you hear these people's stories, that you're able to recognize some of the financial mistakes you have in common with them and also get help. And if you haven't made these mistakes before, you'll now be able to know what financial mistakes to look out for and avoid. A lot of you provided such wonderful insights to our last couple. Some of you came forward and gave your input based on the couple's current situation. Some of you shared your stories of how you fell and got back up financially. Some of you shared some of the lessons you've learned along the way that have led to your financial success. If you haven't watched that video, you might want to start there. We gave some tough love and shared some wonderful laughs. And at the end of the day, we provided real practical solutions, not just from me, but from everyone involved. Everyone that felt like they had an opinion or they had something that they could say that could help the couple chipped in. And now our couple is working towards their financial recovery. I am so proud of our little community where we can come together and have open, honest conversations around money, and we can help each other, encourage each other to keep building healthy financial habits. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Itumeleng. I am a qualified management accountant, and in this channel, I help ordinary people like you learn how to start saving money, get out of debt, start investing, and ultimately build wealth. Today's couple is also married. The husband is 44 and the wife is 39, and they have 3 beautiful kids. Now let's get into their finances. So I'm going to start with the income. The husband makes a net income of 45,000 rand monthly. The wife makes a net income of 11,000 rands monthly. That brings their total household income to 56,000 rands. And their expenses, so they split the expenses. I don't know what formula this is called, but the husband has his expenses and the wife also has her expenses. So I'm gonna go through each individual's expenses separately. Now we're gonna go through the expenses that the husband is responsible for. The husband is responsible for paying car number 1. Car number 1 is a Ford Ranger Wild Track. You're going to see as we go through their finances why I'm giving you that little detail. The husband pays for that Ford Ranger an amount of 11,000 rand a month. Car number 2 is for the wife and it's a Ford Figo. The husband pays 4,000 rand. They have a house and the husband pays the mortgage of 12,000 rand. Car insurance for both cars is 3,500 rand. Credit card 1,200 rands, and then tracker 300 rands. Old Mutual for a life cover 700 rands. Capitec funeral cover 400 rands. Telkom unlimited data 700 rands. School fees for child 1. Remember they have 3 kids. The husband pays for 1 child's school fees, and that is 1,500 rands. iPhone. There goes the iPhone again. The iPhone is popping up again. This iPhone situation is becoming a pandemic, hey? The husband has an iPhone paying 800 rands, petrol 3,000 rands, groceries 4,000 rands, car wash 400 rands, and that brings the total expenses of the husband to 43,500 rands. Remember, his income is 45,000 rands. So after paying all his expenses, the husband is left with an amount of 1,500 rands a month. We are now going to look at the wife's expenses. Remember, the wife makes an income of 11,000 rand a month, and these are the expenses that she's responsible for. She's responsible for the school fees for child 2 and 3, and that amounts to 3,100 rands. She also has a phone contract. She pays 700 rands. Wi-Fi 650, funeral policy 120 rands, hair for the wife and kids 850 rands, petrol 1,300 rands, gym 200 rands, debit order Isabella Garcia 400 rands. So this 400 rands for Isabella Garcia, the wife says she bought skincare products and they amounted to 3,800 rands. Her final installment was supposed to be last year, August, but this company continues to debit her. She did go to the bank to try to stop the debit order, and the bank said it would be sorted, but they continue to debit her. If anyone knows how she can solve that issue, please let us know. We have an online maths tutor for one of the kids. It's 250 rands. And then they have a cleaner that comes once a week. The wife pays for that. It's 1,000 rands. Utilities for the house, 1,500 rands. The total expenses belonging to the wife amount to 10,070 rands. That leaves the wife with an amount of 930 rands after all expenses are paid. So that means in this household, they get paid their expenses, and then the combined amount that is left from both of them is 2,400 rands. And if you look at their expenses, they don't even have entertainment, they don't have alcohol, they don't have dinner dates, they don't have play dates, they have nothing. They're just paying for the basics, and then they're out of money. And now I think you can appreciate why I told you that the husband drives a pretty nice beast. Okay, so let us go back to the husband's expenses, okay, particularly the Ford Ranger Wild Track. Husband spends 11,000 rands on the car payment, 3,000 rands for insurance, 3,000 rands for petrol, and 400 rand for car wash. The husband spends over 17,000 rands on this Ford Ranger. That to me is what stood out the most. 56,000 rands is fine. It's a good income. It's not too bad. You can survive, you can save on this, you can build wealth on this income. But if you go and you exhaust this 56,000 rands with a 17,000 rand going towards a car, you are playing with fire. And that is the first thing I raised with the couple. I said, whoops. Now you pay for all your expenses and all your money is gone. Have you ever considered getting rid of the Ford Ranger Wild Track? Not aware that it was a sensitive topic in the household, because the wife did try to talk to him about it. And when I raised it, the husband said, nope, not the Ford Ranger, not my car. That car is my life. I love that car. Now, I am a baki girly, okay? I love your Raptors. I love your Wild Tracks. I love your Nissan Navaras. I love your Toyota Hiluxes. It's not a baki, it's a Hilux. I think they're just amazing. They are so beautiful. Have you ever seen those things? One of my good friends actually drives the Wild Track, and it's just gorgeous. It's beautiful. They are amazing. So on one hand, I understand where the husband is coming from. He loves the car. It's a beautiful car. But as much as I understand the love of the baki, I do not understand the need to want to hold on to it when all your income is going towards paying off that car. You don't have money. You have nothing left to save. I can tell you right now, their savings and investments is at zero. That is not shocking. With 2,500 rands remaining from paying off your expenses, what are you gonna save? That is why they have the credit cards, because they need something to pay for emergencies, to pay for entertainment, to just continue to survive. The wife said something interesting. She said, "Ooh, our car is beautiful. We love this car. Everywhere we go, people are shocked. People are saying, such a beautiful big car. How can you afford it?" Well, people are right to be shocked, ma'am. Even I am shocked. I'm shocked you're not shocked, because it is a shocking situation, okay? You cannot afford this car. By definition, you can afford it because you pay for it and then you're done, and then you have no money. If you look at this couple's expenses, where else are you going to get money? Where else are you going to get them to cut off besides this giant of a car? They said, no, that's off limits. We love this car. And I think it's a problem when we attach our values, we attach our identities to material things such as cars, because now it is difficult to let it go. You are scared. What will people say? What will those people that were saying, oh, such a big, nice car, say now if we get rid of it, if we downgrade? You have put yourself in this prison that does not really exist. Because let me tell you, people don't care what car you drive. If they care, then that's for them. You are supposed to care about your own money. Okay, people might look at your Ford Ranger one time and say, ooh, such a beautiful beast car, but they're not going to spend the next 6 years, which when you're paying for the car, saying beautiful car, big bad beast. No. And even if they did, they're not helping you pay that 17,000 rands. That 17,000 rands is on your name and it's exhausting your finances. It's taking your household to the ground. With 3 kids, you need to at least have an emergency fund, and you don't have it, but you have this big car. My first order is to get rid of the car. My first order to them was to get rid of the car. They said no. They said, the car is not going anywhere. The wife said, ma'am, I'll cut off gym. Their gym is 200 rands. What is 200 rands going to do in this situation? You need more money than that, and you can easily get that money from selling the Ford Ranger. But that is not going to happen, so we need to find other ways. I have to be honest, even if they were willing to let go of the car, it still wouldn't solve their problems because they have a balance of 600,000 rands outstanding on the car. When you check the current value of the car, it's sitting at around 300,000 rands. So let's say they take that car back to the bank sells it for, let's say, 300,000 rands, they will still have the shortfall of 300,000 rands to pay to the bank. That will not solve their problems. That would make the husband even more mad because one, he let go of the car and he still has to pay 300,000 rands. So letting go of a car you can't afford is really not that simple. It also has its downsides. And besides, the husband does not want to go through that. If they're going to keep this bakkie, in my opinion, I think the bakkie needs to end its day. The bakkie needs to get to work. There are so many things you can do with a bakkie. Find businesses that the bakkie can run. For example, you can run a service where you deliver goods for people after they've bought them from the shop. So your fridges, your couches and stuff. Because the furniture shops actually charge a lot of money for delivery. You can bridge that gap by collecting the stuff for them. Collect the fridge, collect the couch, collect the stove at the lesser price than the furniture shop. That way the customer gets the benefit and you get to make an income, and this bakkie gets to work. You can run a lawn mowing business. The lawn mowing equipment is not that expensive, so you can cut people's grasses and trim it nicely. And cutting grass is quick, so on the weekends you can really run around the whole day and cut everyone's grass and make an extra income. You can also help people move if they are moving from one place to another. Obviously that will depend on the size of their load, but you can make some money with that as well. If you know of some ways they can utilize the bakkie to make an extra income, please let me know. If you look through their finances, you'll see that there's a very responsible couple. They have your funeral covers, they have life covers. You know, they are really trying their best to just be responsible, but they don't have a lot of money running around. First, because of that Ford Ranger, and second, because the wife is not earning enough. Okay, I think if the wife was earning at least 20,000 rands, then the husband would get away with having the Ford Ranger. Am I right? So I think the wife also has to find ways to make more income. One thing that I picked up from their conversation is that the wife does not have tertiary education. She only has matric. So I think she should consider furthering her studies, do an online course, and that will help her increase her income. She should also look into studying small businesses, like learning how to plait hair, what to sell on her street, anything that is going to bring in extra income, because this couple is in desperate need of a cash injection. A lot of decent paying jobs require a diploma or a degree as a minimum, so the wife furthering her studies could really improve her income bracket, especially with her years of experience. She could double or even triple her current income. These people need an extra income and they need a lot of it. and extra income opportunities are all around us. It's just a matter of, are you willing to do it? Are they willing to cut people's grass? Is the wife willing to sell something, sell anything, you know? If you know of a side hustle that can be good for this couple and can really help with their money, please let us know in the comments, and they will take all that into consideration. We're gonna have to make more money so that we can keep the car, and then we can start with an emergency fund. And once we have an emergency fund, I had a lot of you talk about the debt snowball. Once you have an extra income and they have an emergency fund, now they can start with the debt snowball. The debt snowball is when you list your debts from smallest to biggest and you tackle them one by one, starting with the smallest. So they will do all that once they can generate an extra income. I will continue to keep in touch with the couple to see what extra income ideas they come up with, how that goes, and in 6 months we're gonna see how far they have gone. Will they decide to get rid of the car? No, no, they will not. So it will just be a matter of what side hustle they choose to go with, what way of making extra income they can find, and then we will see. Please let me know your opinions in the comments below. Give them advice, give them encouragement. We listen, we don't judge, and if we judge a little bit and out of love. That is the end of today's video. If you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe, share, comment, and like this video. I will see you in the next one. I hope you have a rich day.